The Max Preps top 10 remains the same as it was in the preseason. The highest ranked team to play this past weekend was number 5, Grayson in Georgia. They got another victory, improving to 2-0. And for more on that, I want to bring in our Max Preps pals, Steve Montoya and Zack Poff. Zack, what did you see from Grayson? Because I mean, they're sitting there at 2-0. There are some teams in front of them that haven't played yet, but you guys still haven't pushed Grayson up above their number 5 ranking. Why is that?
Yeah, I mean, you just look at the teams ahead of them, especially, number 2, North Shore. This is a team that's won consecutive state titles in the largest classification in Texas. They got a lot of key players back in Demetrius Davis at quarterback, and they begin September 25th. So it's like, I'm not going to move Grayson ahead of them just yet and then move North Shore ahead of them once they start playing. And then obviously St. Thomas Aquinas, they'll probably get rolling in early October. And then St. Joseph's Prep, the Philly Power, they'll probably start playing in early October also. But I love what Grayson's doing, man. If they keep winning games, eventually they're going to probably see themselves move up, especially if one of those teams 1 through 4 drop out. But, you just look at last week's game against McEachern. McEachern's got a bunch of ballers, and Grayson rolled them 55-21. And I love what I'm seeing from the backup quarterback, Dayon Cannon. They're supposed to have Carlos Del Rio this year at quarterback. He's ineligible this season, so now, Dayon Cannon gets the keys to the car, and he's driving pretty fast right now. And then you look at 2021 Clemson commit Phil Moffitt at tailback. He's healthy this year, and all he did last week was ball for over 200 on the ground and a couple of scores. They got Jamal Haynes at wide receiver, Jaden Smith at wide receiver also, and the defense is scoring points too. So, Grayson's rolling right now. They got a big game this weekend, though. It's going to be a good one against Collins Hill, who's 2-0. And they got this 5-star Travis Hunter. He's the number 1 player overall in Georgia in the class of 2022, and he's a straight stud on both sides of the ball. So that's going to be a fun one and a good test for Grayson. And if they win handily, maybe I'll have to move them up from 5 up to maybe 3 or 4 too. So we'll see.
Okay. Okay, go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, I think what we're starting to see with the rankings is more and more teams are getting going and big games are happening. I mean, we're going to see it, Zach, this week with number 1 IMG. They got a top 50 team in Edgewater, and that's going to be a Thursday game. So I think we're going to start to finally see some movement in the rankings as more and more teams get going. I know not to look too far ahead, but we got number 2 and number 1 playing in October. So it's that time of year where it's going to get a little bit more exciting in our rankings.
And more states opting in as well. We're right about half and half right now, states participating and states not participating.